Hello guys, in this video let's study how we can find exceptions and failures in Azure Functions or APIs using App Insights. So we will throw an exception in our function, that is function 2, and then we will observe that not only we get the details of exception but we also get file name and exact line number where that exception or error occurred. Now guys, we are in Azure portal and this is our function app. Let's open it. We are under overview and here we can see we have two functions, that is function 1 and this function 2. And now let's throw an exception in this function 2 and then we will run this function 2. So let's go to the Visual Studio. And again you see this is our function app and it has function 1 and function 2. And now I will add a simple line over here. So on line number 36 I will say convert.toInt32 and you can see it is not a valid integer. That means when this function is executed it will throw an error. So let's deploy it in Azure portal. Right click, publish. I will say publish. And you can see we have successfully published it to the Azure portal. Now let's go to the portal. Let's retrieve URL of function 2 and using that URL we will run that function. So let's go to the portal. Let's open function 2. I'll say get function URL. I will copy this URL and let's open it in new browser window. Let me paste it over here. And when I run this function, it should throw an error and it should get logged in App Insights. So let me run it. And you can see it says this page is not working and it has thrown error 500, that is its internal server error. And now let's see how we can find it in Applications Insights. So we are back in Azure portal and let's open this App Insights, that is this is the App Insights which is linked with our Azure Function app. And let's go to the failures. And so first of all, under failures we can find such exceptions or errors. But guys, I want to show you through transaction search. So from here also we can navigate to transaction search, but we'll click on this transaction search on left side. So let's click on it. Now here I will say last 30 minutes, apply. And here you can see the exception, right? So it not only shows the exception but it shows the complete trace as well. So let's go down and let's click on this request, if you can follow my mouse. And here also we can see the exception details and on the left side we can find complete trace. Okay, now let's click on this exception. Let's go to the right and let's scroll down and here you can see this checkbox, that is just my code. Let's click on that and here we can see the file where exception occurred and the line number. So for example you can see this function1.cs and line number 36 and let's quickly cross check it. So again you see yes, this is our function1.cs and you can see yes, this is our line number 36 which I just highlighted. Okay, now let's again go back to the transaction search. Let's go back. Now guys, here if you observe it will contain the complete trace not only for this failed request, that is the request which we created, but it will contain complete trace for all the other requests as well, that is other successful requests, other failed requests. So that means it contains the trace for all the requests. Then you may have a question, how we can find the trace or complete trace for one specific request, that is one specific request which we just failed. Okay, and for that let's again open this request. And now guys, here you can see this operation ID. So let's copy it. And guys, this is important, this operation ID, it is unique for all the traces for that particular request. Okay, and based on this operation ID we can filter. So for example again we can go back, again I can click over here and I can enter. and you see it will contain only the trace for that specific request. So it might be failed request or successful request, but based on this you can narrow down your search, and that is really helpful when we are debugging production issues.